Are the Raiders good?
No. They're not. Listen, he said the same thing we all thought. How did we win this game? Yeah. He doesn't know. We don't know. Like, when you're looking at the game, the D-line played out of their minds. We saw it time after time, creating turnovers from Lamar Jackson. But listen, the Ravens had scored, I think they averaged 48 points. That's what Himbo was telling me the last 3 seasons and season openers. The D-line, give them a ton of credit because they held them in there. But how they won, I just don't get it. Resilient, but just impressive.
That D-line's a big deal, though, because it has been rough. Cleveland Ferrell, the number 4 pick in the draft 2 years ago, healthy scratch last night.
Wow.
They have struggled to get things right on that side of the ball. So that is I'm kind of with you, but that is a little bit of a good sign.
Again, Carr throws for 435 yards. Darren Waller, 10 catches, 105 yards. So they had some good things last night, but it does feel like this game is more of a referendum on the Ravens. We were waiting to see a lot of things about them, Domonique, and that's your old team. You know them so well. First and foremost, the evolution of the offense. What did it look like to you last night?
Man, it's rough. It's rough. It's so up and down. It's like an EKG watching them when they go out there because it's the most exciting thing you've ever seen, and then Lamar's holding on to it too long. I want to see Lamar. I was watching last night, the mega cast, and Dan Orlovsky kept making the point, take what they give you. And Lamar's got to take those little snacks. He doesn't need to turn every play into a 3-course meal. Just go ahead and take that 4-yard check down and line up again.
It's what every offensive lineman learned in Pee Wee. You can't go broke taking a profit. That's what we always say. Yeah. That's the only thing we learned about quarterback play. But for real, you have to take it. And here's the thing. I would say this. It's every play is breathtaking, but it's both ways. Right. You're excited and you're fearful that he's going to do something or the defense is going to do something to cost them the ball game. So I'm with you, Dominique. Like, when you think about this game, man, and you think about where the Ravens are, there's no timing with the receivers because nobody practiced. He was down with COVID, so you can just tell they are behind the curve on getting their pass game situated.
Well, you were making that point this morning in our conversation, in our meeting, that the preseason, which many people poo-poo, that's the time that those kinds of things get worked out, and we shouldn't understate the importance of that.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, when you think about that and you think about the timing that's created, it's disrespectful to the game to believe that you can just walk out there and chemistry is created in games, because those guys on the other side get paid a ton of money to stop you from doing it. So they have got to get back on the field and practice together. And it sounds silly, but it is really reps that change that type of offense.
It's not the Ravens' fault necessarily they got injured, because you use the word poo-poo. The Ravens do not poo-poo the preseason.
That's true.
They play them all. They play them all.
They do. Seriously. Yeah. They play very hard. They come out beat up, but they are in tune and ready to go. But they got hurt. And they got some injuries partially because they play hard. So you can play both sides of this. Right. Like, do you want to be healthy or do you want to be like playing at peak precision at that moment?
No, that's fair. It's us and the fans who poo-poo the preseason, and the Ravens do not. But in this case, it didn't look better. They want to evolve that offense, Dan. Where do you think they are with that 1 week in?
Well, that's the problem. We can keep saying poo-poo. The preseason games, but not practices. These guys have not been on the practice field together. The entire running back room turned over within the last week. So I think it will take some time. Obviously, they were in position to win the game, so it's not like the sky is falling there. But I do think that there's a price to be paid for that. I think we saw something similar with Tennessee.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's a team where a lot of the veteran receivers haven't been on the field very much together in training camp, so it shows up.
And listen, when we talk about development, Lamar Jackson not going under center. They talked about that was going to be a point of emphasis for Greg Roman, and he's going to go under center. I love that for his style of play because he turns the back to the defense and he hides the ball. When everything stays out in front, I know people at home understand defensive linemen, linebackers, everybody sees that mesh, and it's very clean for the defense. When you turn your back with a guy as explosive as Lamar Jackson, it changes the dynamic of offense. I would like to see them do that more.
Dominique, I want to ask you if this is a recipe for Lamar Jackson making it through a season. This is a 17-game regular season now. He led the team in rushing attempts last night. He led everyone in rushing, actually led all players in rushing attempts and yards last night. And he's back there throwing it. And to your point, he's back there trying to find a way to make hero plays. And I don't blame him because I understand how he feels like if I don't get this done, it's not getting done. Is that a recipe for long-term success for a Super Bowl candidate?
It has to be. That's the recipe that they've had ever since they switched to Lamar Jackson midway through his rookie season. That's the recipe. And they're going to lose players in the receiving corps and lose running backs. Lamar Jackson is the guy, but he has to be smart with it, especially with the O-line playing the way that it is. When you can get 4 or 5 yards, take it and line back up. The problem is he is kind of intoxicated with his own greatness, which we all are, and he thinks every play is going to be a home run.
So here we are. We think we know everything. And after 1 week of the NFL season, the AFC North, the Bengals win a game. The Steelers win a game that most people didn't expect them to. The Ravens and the Browns are 0-1. What do we say about that division?
I think the two best teams in that division are the ones that lost this week. And look, mathematically, week 1 means less than it ever has before, right? There are still 16 games left. So think about that. But and in terms of Lamar playing hero ball, I think it'll get a little better. I mean, Latavius Murray just got there.
Exactly.
He'll be a bigger part of things moving forward. The receivers that missed practice time in training camp, they'll be a bigger part of things moving forward. I think the Ravens have reason for hope.
You had the Ravens to win the division before the season began. We're 1 game in. Do you still feel that way?
I'm nervous.
Jump off now.
I'm nervous.
Jump off now.
I'm nervous.
You knew you were wrong when you did it. Just get off.
No.
Just get off.
It's the Marcus Peters injury that scares me because they threw the ball all over the Ravens in the second half, and the Ravens have one way of playing, and it is to blitz and put pressure on the secondary, and it's going to be really hard for the Ravens to keep up with the Browns receiving corps.
Why are you jumping off board, Jeff?
No, Cleveland is by far the best team in that division, and he's sticking
By
far. And they're sticking with the. Listen, I respect it. But we'll go back and watch this at the end of the season. I'll tell you, week 1, I told you to jump off. Jump off now. Come to my side. Get in the Browns boat. Let's swim together. Let's row together, baby. Let's do this.
I like the Browns too, but by far. I mean, did you watch T.J. Watt the other day? I mean, they're not going anywhere either.
Whoa. Okay.
There was one unit in the AFC North that has demonstrated itself to be elite, and that is the Steelers' defense. We expected it coming in, and they showed it in week 1. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.